Hey families, and welcome to Family Bible Study number 23. I'm John White with the Westside Church of Christ, and I hope that you're all doing well this evening. Grab your families, grab your Bibles, and turn over to 1 Peter chapter 1 as we start a new book tonight. Go ahead and read through chapter 1 now, then come back to this video for some discussion. We'll see you in a second. Welcome back. 1 Peter is a letter written by the Apostle Peter to exiles scattered all over Asia. Peter begins this letter with praise to God for the wonderful inheritance that we have received through salvation. He says that this inheritance is something that can never spoil or fade in the same way that earthly wealth can. The inheritance that he talks about is so valuable that it's worth any kind of short-term grief we may experience here on earth. Then, Peter begins to talk about being holy. He calls us to a life that is holy and different from the one that we lived before we found Jesus. Instead of living in our old ways, we should fix our eyes and our hearts on the grace that we receive from Jesus. It's that grace that helps us to be holy when many times we are not. What a wonderful inheritance we've received from God through Jesus. Maybe you have something that you inherited from a family member who's passed away that you treasure greatly. My grandfather passed away a few years ago and left me with something that I do value a lot, a table saw. He loved to build things, especially for other people. A table saw is one of the most important tools in a woodworker's shop, and every time I use it to build something, I think back on what a great gift my grandfather was to me. We've received something even more valuable through Jesus, though, the promise and the hope of salvation. It's greater than any physical belonging that exists here on earth. Though that table saw is made of some sturdy materials, in time it will begin to break down until it is no longer useful. But the inheritance that we receive through Jesus Christ will last forever. It's the greatest gift that any person has ever known. Take a moment and pause the video in the upcoming section for some discussion time with your family. Then come back to this video for this week's Family Challenge. We'll see you in a second. For this week's Family Challenge, I want you to do two things. The first is to spend some time with a member of your family and make a special memory that will last forever. Doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't have to be incredibly complicated or difficult, just something that you take time to plan and spend time with them so that they remember it for the rest of their lives. And the second one is to talk about how much you value the inheritance left to you through Jesus, how much you value the relationship that you have with Christ, and just what that relationship means to you. Share that with each other as you do your activity or make your memory. Share that relationship with them. Well, that's it for this week's Family Bible Study. I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening.